In Hacker, the 2016 movie, the story begins with Alex and his parents moving from Ukraine to Canada. Like any optimistic immigrant, they took a house they could not afford. Being a newcomer, Alex had no friends to socialize with, so he became friends with the computer where he made the first money on the internet that raised him for college. One evening at a news cafe, there was talk of a Z cyber attack from an anonymous Darkweb group. You'll be shocked to find out who Z is, so stay till the end to find out. When he got home, he found his mother crying because she had lost her job at a bank and risked losing their house, so he gave her all of his money. So now he needed to make another monies, but faster. So he remembered about the dark web, where he met his first online friend, Roosevelt, who helped him make money from selling his stolen products. Now that he had raised the money he needed, he went to college in Toronto, but the year had already begun, so he had to wait some time. So now he needed money to survive. From where? You guessed right. Darkweb only now had higher rank and could buy stolen cards and fake IDs, so it did the same job only without Roosevelt. He bought 10 watches that he wanted to sell, but he wasn't able to do that. But there was a guy who followed him because he saw that he had these stolen watches and offered him to sell them for a profit share. And in one move, he sold all the watches because he knew the buyer and it was a salesman. So now he had another partner to sell things at a very good price. So in just 2 months, they managed to make 60,000 each. Now it was time for him to go to college, but it just got in his head what he had heard a little before on news of the same Zed, and he realized that college was not for him, but the dark web and to meet Zed. So together with Sai, they returned to work again, only this time with something bigger, to steal from the corrupt bankers that had to be punished. With Sai's knowledge and his way of speaking, everything was going along the way. Do you remember the bank that I told you had fired Alex's mother? It just appeared on the list of vulnerable banks, and guess what? Right, it must be punished. So Alex claims to be a new client and needs a loan, and then he gets the viruses into the system. Only this time he is caught by the boys and risks years in prison, so he has to make a deal to improve their security software that will help them a lot, and their bosses will thank him in exchange for freedom. Stay to the end to see who really is this guy. Although Alex thought everything was a failure, it's not what the world on Darkweb believed. He even got a like from Zed, and not only that, Sai got him a date with a girl named Kira. During meeting, Sai came up with the idea to convince Kira to work with them because he was sure she knew more than Alex did. But to his surprise, she had the same thought. So they got to work in three, and from the online scams went offline, from jewelry to sports cars, which Kira seems to manage to sell too quickly, and easily what Sai seems suspicious, and when he asked her where she have all these connections, she replied, "My uncle." At one point, she proposed to move to Hong Kong because there the market is bigger for these things, which he thought was even more suspicious, but they moved anyway. And as in any new city, you have to make a little bit of messy things, so now they buy more and sell much more expensive. So the business goes very well, but still they did not get anywhere. They just make money without reaching his goal of meeting Zed. But for that, they have to do something great, like steal money and create chaos. So Kira came up with the idea to steal from ATMs all over the city and leave dark web business cards. And as they thought, Zed contacted and congratulated him, and now Alex wants to meet to talk in person with him, but he replayed that it can't be done. But somehow when it comes to billiards of dollars, it makes him change his mind. So now he's finally going to meet Zed, but he's not the person he expected to meet. Yet before Alex tells him his plan, Zed informs him that if they work for him, they will become his property, and if he does a good job, they will have whatever they want. but if not, they will die. So Alex's plan is to collapse the stock market, let the bankers suffer for all the evil things they do, so Zed prepares a team of people for the day they kill the chairman of the Federal Reserve and publish fake news to create panic in all the bankers around the world to sell all their positions because they know there will be a disaster on the stock market, and because everything was arranged by Zed, they will make a lot of money. In fact, the man who had just been killed was disguised, and the real chairman was on vacation hunting. After they finished the operation, Alex with Kira was ready to go home because they were kidnapped by two guys disguised. They let him go, but Kira was nowhere to be found. So he took a flight to where Kira said they would be unfound and meet 2 days after the operation in Bangkok, Thailand. After a few days to wait at the Dawn Temple, he thought she was dead, so he went to an internet cafe to see what really happened. Because he didn't have cash anymore, he used a stolen card that was reported lost. That was the moment when the police arrested him. In prison, he gave up his life because he had no use for life. Without money, without Kira, but life did not give up on him and gave him a chance. After 2 years, he was released, and the funny part is that he was released under the false name. Outside, Kira was waiting for him in the car to take him home and tell him the true story. And the real story was that Uncle Kiri was actually a federal agent who had a job for her if she wanted to get out of prison sooner. She must get close to Alex to help him meet Zed to prove that he was behind the Darkweb and the plan to collapse the stock market. And that's the finale of the story. If you like this summary, help us with a subscription and a like to help us and motivate us to continue what we do. Thanks a lot for watching.